Hi guys, welcome to Lorenzo Generation YouTube channel. We are glad to have you here. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your contribution. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I promise you will not regret it. We'll keep sharing our content. We'll keep uh, sharing what the knowledge that we have received as far as aviation and God is concerned. Um, One of our subscribers asked us a question about how to obtain overflight permits, overflight clearance permits. We already did a video, a live stream explaining the steps, but this like a second stage of explaining what it takes to obtain overflight clearance permits for certain and different countries of the world. Another thing I wanted to add, I didn't add in the previous video, is that this overflight clearance depends on the country you are going to, and it depends on the time the flight came. If a flight comes on a weekend, today is Friday, some countries are Muslim countries, and on Fridays they work for half day. So you need to also consider your destination. Some countries they don't speak English. It takes some days for them to get a translator to translate what you actually sent in English to their language, which they will process and send it back to you in their language, and translator will translate it to English. So most of the time it takes processes, it takes time. Some countries like India, China, they don't speak our direct languages. I think this is a very invalid information for every flight planner. You need to also know all this, that weekends, certain flights that will come on weekend, except diplomatic flight that will need to involve diplomatic channels, it may be somehow difficult for you to get permits on a weekend. The reason is obvious, because people have actually gone to rest. People have gone for their weekends, and most governmental agencies don't work in the weekends. So whenever you are applying for permits on a weekend, you need to actually be sure that you know what you're asking for, because some countries will be on a weekend holiday, and then you are requesting for permits. Most of them will actually come and see the permit when they resume to work, which is possibly the next week. So please always endeavor to advise your clients, advise your airlines adequately. Now, another thing, some permits are very difficult, especially with what is happening overhead, what is happening in Niamey now. Some countries like Nigeria are not allowed to overfly Niamey. Some countries are not allowed to overfly Niamey at this time. Yes, it's a country issue, it's a challenge between these two countries. But as a planner, how do you plan to avoid all those places? You need to actually know how to navigate your charts well. Whether you're using the physical chart, you're using the electronic chart. What flight application are you using? Are you using Jet Planner? Are you using ARINC? Are you using SkyVector? Are you using whatever you're using? You need to know how to make use of this your app to circumnavigate a particular spot that is a trouble spot, because some nations might be going through war, and there may be an aeronautic information circulars that are not contained in the NOTAM specifying there will be shooting range or shooting practice at certain flight level. With something like that, when you are not too sure of the coordinates, it is better you avoid those areas, especially if there is another route, viable route, that you can still use in your flight. So this is an opportunity for a flight operation officer to pay good attention. I once mentioned one of our airlines before that planned a flight into a country without properly analyzing and checking the NOTAMs. When they got overhead that country, they discovered that the aircraft that the flight was not supposed to operate at that time, because you need to project my estimated time of arrival. Can I land? Is it possible for me to still shoot, approach, and land? The time I plan to land, can I still land? So these are the informations that you need to get, analyze them, and use them to plan safe, efficient, and of course economic flight operations. So please, whenever you're planning your flight, you need to adequately gather enough information. No information is useless at that time. At that time, you need to check, analyze. Imagine these guys were overhead that particular country and they couldn't land. They had to divert to alternate. Okay, what if at that juncture alternate was not open? Because if they didn't check the NOTAM for destination, means they probably did not also check the NOTAM for the alternate. What if the alternate does not have fuel? What if the alternate does not have handling agencies? So these are the information I expect every flight planner to gather, analyze properly, pay attention to details, and use it to plan your flight. Please, if there is any more thing you don't understand about obtaining overflight permits, please don't hesitate to ask us on the comment section. Put it on the comment section and we'll be glad to answer your question. We are always here to share our knowledge. We are willing and happy to do that at any given point in time. So please don't hesitate to contact us via our YouTube channel to tell us, okay, please, we want you to explain, elaborate more on this area, and we'll be happy to do that. So thank you so very much. On our next video, we'll be talking about performance dispatch, how it affects cost, how it affects safety, how it accepts efficiency. Because if you don't plan very well, maybe I'm using a wide body aircraft Boeing 777, maybe 300, 800 series, and I'm flying from here to Doha, and I don't properly utilize my performance dispatch, I might end up burning more fuel than I'm supposed to burn. Averagely, the aircraft burns, on the average, I'm not talking about different types, on the average is burning about 7,000 to 8,000 kilograms of fuel per hour. Imagine wasting that amount of fuel. So you need to actually analyze your performance dispatch. Based on your performance dispatch, there is weight, temperature, and other parameters. At this weight, how high can I fly? At this weight, how high can I climb? At this weight, how high can I climb? That is what brings in what is called step climb. So if you can do step climb, you can fly at your optimum flight level per time. It's very important. So we are going to explain this in details in our next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our YouTube channel for more content, and may God bless you. Cheers and have a wonderful weekend. Shalom.